Welcome in, everybody. Brian, thank you for the cow napping. Oh my God, thank you, Robin. She's so cute. Achoo! Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Misty. Love you, lemons. Sweet dreams. Hope you're doing okay. I love you. Get some rest. Tomorrow's a new day. Hi, oh so very ordinary. Hi, Dennis. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Tuesday. If you guys could do me a big favor and hit that share arrow in the bottom right hand corner, there's a little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us grow this beautiful porch. And that's okay, Misty. Don't worry about it. We're glad to have you here when you can be. Aw, Lonnie, I'm so glad. Hi, Sharper. I've missed ya. Hi, Jade. And guys, feel free to write your story requests. I miss you too, Sharper. Feel free to write your story requests in all capital letters in the chat, and please only write them once. I will see them. Thank you. Happy Tuesday. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Robin. Oh my God, I love her little sneeze. Achoo! Thank you so much. I love all the sound effects, the little birdies, and it sounds like nature. It's so cute. Thank you so much. Thank you, Robin. I know, it's so cute. Thank you. Hi, Gage. How are you? Hi, Angelfish. Hi, Justin. Hi, Care Bear. Hi, Forrest. Hi, Tater Tot. Hi, Rich. Thank you. Hi, Mary. Thanks for the hand hearts. Melissa, thank you for all the roses. Rich, thanks for the keyboards. And Melissa, thank you for the cozy cryptids. And Viola, thanks for the club victory. Hi, Allison. Hi, I'm stuck in. How are you? Hi, Carrie. How's everybody doing? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the porch. I'm stuck in SCP. Thank you, Forrest. That one's not so bad. That's the same one we got the other night that was okay. Thanks, Forrest. How have you been? A long time no see. That's okay, Forrest. That's the best one we've heard. Most of them are really, really bad and really loud. And the mods block anybody who sends them, but I know you, and that one wasn't bad, so don't worry. And you haven't been in here in a long time. How are you? You've been really sick. I'm so sorry to hear that. It's nice to see you. I hope you feel better soon. All right, guys, feel free to keep writing your story requests in the chat in all capital letters. I will set up the poll in just a few minutes. And then if you guys could do me a favor and hit that share arrow. There's a little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. That puts this live into your friends' FYPs and helps us grow this beautiful porch of ours. Trying to sleep, I read every night. I'm here every single night. All right, guys, I've gotten down most of your story requests, and I will set up the first poll for us to vote for the first story. Be right back. Grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relax, and welcome to the porch. Happy Tuesday. Thank you, Jess. Nicole, thank you for the follow and welcome to the porch. Ham Radio, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the porch. All right, you guys, the poll is ready. We have the Snallygaster, the Dogman, the Bell Witch, the Dream Machine, and the Last American Vampire. You can vote in the blue box in the top left-hand corner. You can vote up to 50 times, and you can vote for more than one story. Oek, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Who's it gonna be, guys? The Snallygaster, the Dogman, the Bell Witch, the Dream Machine, or the Last American Vampire? Angelfish, there's a blue box in the top left-hand corner. You click on the blue box, and there's all the choices there. Hi, Kim. Thank you, Angelfish. That one's so cute. Oh, thank you so much, Deborah. That was beautiful. All right, guys, the winner is The Dream Machine. And that is an Are You Afraid of the Dark reworking. And I'll be right back. Sorry, guys, until I get the my background's reformatted since TikTok decided to change the format. It's not going to be as pretty when we switch scenes. I'm sorry. But I'll probably get it fixed by the end of the week. I just literally have to go through and reformat like over 100 images. So I will get it done. But for now, the transition is going to be a little clumsy because there's really no other way to do it without TikTok saying that my camera is obstructed, because it's just a whole fucking thing. So thanks, guys. But usually I try to make the transition pretty smooth, but this is just going to look kind of sloppy. But at least you guys get to see behind the scenes. I'll hopefully have it fixed by the end of the week. And thanks, Justin. Thanks, Anna's. I'm here every night. And those of you on YT, don't worry, the transition is still just as smooth as ever, because once again, this app's a lot better. Thank you, Dennis, for the heart. Squeaks, thanks. I was talking about YT, the tube of you. Also, feel free, if you just got here, to share out the live before I start the next story. And welcome in, Porch Pals. My name's Devin, and this is Porch Lore. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the Dream Machine. Tonight, we dive into a story that will make you question the safety of your dreams. Have you ever wished you could control what you dream about? What if your wildest fantasies could come true while you sleep? But as we all know, there is a price for everything. And some dreams can quickly turn into nightmares. In tonight's story, a young writer stumbles upon a mysterious typewriter that makes his dreams come alive. But as his dreams become reality, he finds out that they aren't quite what they seem. This is the tale of the dream machine. So sit back, close your eyes, and let yourself drift into the dreamscape. But be warned, sometimes what happens in your dreams can follow you back into the waking world. Our story begins with a high school student named Billy, a quiet, introverted teenager with a love for writing. Billy spent most of his time scribbling down short stories and dreaming of becoming a famous author. He wasn't particularly popular at school and often found himself alone with his thoughts, escaping into the worlds he created on paper. One afternoon, after a particularly long day at school, Billy decided to stop by a local thrift store on his way home. It was one of those old, dusty shops where forgotten treasures lay hidden among piles of junk. As Billy wandered through the aisles, something caught his eye. A vintage typewriter, sitting on an old wooden desk tucked away in the back of the store. It looked ancient, but somehow inviting. The keys were worn, the paint chipped, but it was still functional. A small brass plaque on the side read, "The Dream Machine." Thank you, Songbird. Intrigued, Billy bought it on impulse. The store clerk didn't seem to know much about it, just that it had been in the shop for years. Billy carried it home excited to try it out. That night, he set it up in his room, grabbed some paper, and sat down to write. As soon as Billy began typing, something felt different. The typewriter keys clicked under his fingers in a smooth, almost hypnotic rhythm. He wrote about his perfect day. No school, no homework, just hours of free time to do whatever he wanted. In the story, he dreamt of hanging out with his crush, Jenny, who suddenly took an interest in him. It was just a harmless fantasy, something to escape the monotony of his real life. After finishing the story, Billy shut off his bedroom light and fell asleep. That night, he had the most vivid dream. He was living the exact day he had written about. The details were perfect. From the warm sun on his skin to the way Jenny smiled at him. It was so real that he could feel everything, even down to the breeze blowing through his hair. But when Billy woke the next morning, he realized something even stranger. His dream had come true. It was Saturday, so there was no school. And Jenny had texted him out of the blue, asking if he wanted to hang out. At first, Billy couldn't believe it. But as the day unfolded exactly as he had written it, he was forced to confront the impossible. The typewriter had made his dream real. Excited by the power of the typewriter, Billy couldn't wait to use it again. He started small, writing about things he wanted to happen in the next few days. Good grades, extra money, small wins that made his life just a little bit better. Right, fat bastard? Me too. And without fail, whatever he typed came true. But the dreams weren't perfect. Sometimes the details didn't align quite right or weren't what he really wanted. A few things felt off, like when Billy wrote about getting an A on his math test. Sure, he got an A. But the rest of the class failed miserably, and his teacher looked at him strangely. It was as if reality had been forced into alignment with his writing, but there was always something a little wrong. Still, Billy kept pushing the limits, fascinated by the power the typewriter gave him. Each night he wrote about different dreams. Bigger, more fantastical stories. And each morning, he awoke to find his dreams seeping into the waking world. At first, it was thrilling, but soon it became something darker. One night, Billy decided to write a story that wasn't so innocent. He was frustrated with one of his classmates, a bully named Keith. He had been tormenting him for months. Fueled by anger, Billy typed a story in which Keith had a terrible accident. Something bad enough to scare him, but nothing too serious. Billy figured it was harmless, a bit of revenge in the dream world, where no one could get hurt, right? That night, Billy dreamt of Keith. He saw the bully slip on a slick patch of ice outside the school, falling hard and breaking his arm. The dream was vivid, more real than ever before. But when he got to school the next day, things had changed. Keith wasn't there. Word spread that he had been in a serious accident. It wasn't just a broken arm. Keith had slipped on some stairs, hit his head, and he was in a coma. That realization hit Billy with like a ton of bricks, that what he wrote didn't just influence reality, it could change it in dangerous ways. Guilt began to gnaw at him. He hadn't meant for anything so bad to happen, but now he couldn't undo it. He tried to put the typewriter away, telling himself that he would not use it again. But the pull of the dream machine's power was too strong. The power to control his life, his dreams, was intoxicating. And despite the guilt, Billy found himself drawn back to it. Aw, hi Toot Toot. Billy's next story was supposed to fix everything. He wrote about a perfect world, one where everyone was happy and nothing ever went wrong. He wrote about his parents being successful, his friends being popular, and Keith waking up from his coma fully recovered. But as Billy typed the story seemed to take on a life of its own. The words seemed to write themselves, flowing from the machine faster than Billy could even control. The typewriter's keys clacked with an unnatural rhythm, like it was alive. And in his dreams, the world he had created began to unravel. His parents were successful, but they no longer cared about him. They were too busy. Keith woke up from his coma, but he wasn't Keith anymore. His eyes were cold and empty, and when he spoke, there was nothing behind his voice. Billy tried to wake up, but the dream wouldn't let him. It held him there, trapped in a nightmare of his own making. The typewriter had taken over, feeding off his fears, his desires, and twisting them into something monstrous. In a panic, Billy rushed to the typewriter, desperate to stop the nightmare. He tried to tear the paper from the machine, but it wouldn't budge, and the keys kept typing faster and faster, the words blurring together as the machine pulled him deeper into the dream world. With one final effort, Billy grabbed the machine and he threw it to the ground. The typewriter smashed into pieces, the keys scattering across the floor. And just like that, the dream ended. Billy woke in his bed, drenched in sweat, and the typewriter was gone. Whatever had possessed it, whatever power it had held over him, was broken. Billy never saw the typewriter again, and he vowed to never tamper with forces he didn't understand. But sometimes late at night, he still dreams of the twisted worlds he created. And he knows that deep down, the dream machine is still out there, waiting for someone else curious enough to try it. And so, dear listeners, remember, be careful what you wish for in your dreams, because sometimes dreams have a way of turning into nightmares. After all, you never know what might be lurking in the corners of your mind. And that's the tale of the Dream Machine, which is an Are You Afraid of the Dark reworking. Again, sorry about the sloppy transitions, you guys. TikTok changed the format size, so until I can get all my backgrounds to the new format size, the transition's going to be sloppy as hell. Sorry. It was so smooth before, and now I'm just going to have to drag that shit across the screen and resize it till I can take it down. So, sorry, guys. But it's the only way. If I move it behind the thing, TikTok says my camera's obstructed and it'll give me a restriction. So I literally can't take it off the screen. It's so stupid. So until I resize all over 100 images that they just decided to change the format 2 days ago, this is what we've got. Sorry. But I'll fix it, I promise. I will resize them all to whatever the fuck this is once I find out what the dimensions are to the new thing, because it's not 9 by 16 anymore, and I have no idea what's going on. Hi, Nami. All right, guys, welcome in. Welcome to the porch. All right, welcome in if you're new here. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. Oh, thanks, CSS. I'm just a perfectionist. It bothers me probably more than it bothers you guys. Just looks sloppy, I don't like it. Yeah, I have them individually. I edit them on, I use Final Cut and stuff like that. So, I have to, but luckily I have it streamlined. So I just have to drag every image back into it. And then I can pretty easily just change the dimensions of the project and then they'll be formatted. But I have to export each one individually. And so it's going to take me a couple hours for sure. Yes, Final Cut is my favorite. I have been using it since college, since I went to school for multimedia journalism. I love it. There is Premiere as well, but I am not a fan. I don't like Adobe. I am a Mac girl through and through. I love their softwares. I love the way they're set up. I don't know, decaption, it's crazy. I don't know why they keep, I do know, because they're trying to force creators off this app for sure. They're trying to run it into the ground. And it's just, every day it's something new. Exactly, Sharper. They're the reason that softwares now have subscription models. Adobe. They're the greedy assholes that started that. Because I'm sorry, but I used to be able to buy the DVD of it and have put it on 4 machines. Now I'm supposed to pay monthly for your stupid shit that's not even, I don't even own it. And you can update it or remove it whenever you want. Like, hell no. Absolutely not. Your software better be made of gold. So I'll stick with Apple, who lets me actually download the software and keep it. You know what I mean? Yep, Lane. Yep, same. Me too. Girl, all of it. I don't have the watch, but that's because I don't need it. I'm not like, you know what I mean? I'm not like, I need these things for like what I'm hoping to build as a profession, you know what I mean? But like the watch, I don't really need it. So I didn't get the watch, but I have everything else. You do, you have the watch. My sister does too. My sister loves the watch. Well, my sister is also like a marathon runner and stuff, and the watch does all kinds of stuff for her with running and steps. But I'm obsessed with the AirPods. Oh yeah, Care Bear, we know, and they're running it into the ground on purpose. It really sucks. But let's enjoy it while we have it. But yeah, I'm obsessed with the AirPods. Everything about them is amazing. They're designed so well. Like, sometimes I turn it on, sometimes I don't, but I love how, like, if you want to, it can tell if it's in your ear or not. Like, I love that. And I love that you can tap it. I don't know, the AirPods are incredible. And if you've ever, I don't know if any of you guys know what the Apple Pencil, but holy shit, the Apple Pencil blew my mind when I got it. I've had it for a few years now, probably like 6 years, but it blew my mind when I got the Apple Pencil. As an artist, it can literally mimic the texture of paint on your screen. And I don't even know how it works. I don't get it. But it literally can like feel like I have the paper screen cover that makes it feel like paper. And it's crazy. The charcoal setting, it feels like you're sketching with charcoal. And it's the weirdest. It feels like a magic wand. I don't even know who created this magic wand, but the Apple Pencil is wild. It's wild technology. And I feel like no one talks about it enough because the art stuff is, I feel like I don't know, people must not use it for that. But if it literally can mimic the feeling of painting on a tablet. And I'm like, I don't know what kind of magic this is, but it's the coolest shit ever. I only have one tip too. I didn't know you could even get other tips, but that's how I make my, that's how I add the cool colors and the color pops and stuff to my backgrounds for the stories. And, I can change it to like spray paint if I want. It's just the coolest damn thing. It's the best. What's Wacom? I'll have to look into that. All right, guys, I'm going to set up the next poll. Welcome in. My name's Devin, and this is Porch Lore. I'm here every single... I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I'm here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. I do write and record all of these stories myself. And you can listen to them whenever you would like on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. Hi, Caroline. Yes, Lane. It sounds awesome. If you guys could do me a big favor while I set up the next poll, if you could hit that share arrow in the bottom right-hand corner. There's a little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us grow this beautiful porch of ours. Also, sharing to your stories and sharing with your friends helps too. And thank you to everybody tapping. And Robin, I don't know. I got the Apple Pencil years ago and it wasn't that expensive, but I don't know if it is now. There's probably some Apple Pencil 10 already or some shit that's like, you know what I mean? But I got one like during 2020, I think. So I've had mine for a long time. But it's never stopped blowing my mind. Yeah, it's now extra pencil. Robin, they are, but I will say this. Honestly, they should be. They should be. Once you see and feel the difference between that and a PC, it's like not even like, it's not even comparable. There's no viruses. There's no, I don't know. Everything's drag and drop. Everything's very intuitive. It's just, I don't even know how to explain it. It's a totally different experience. It doesn't feel like using a computer as much as like, it's like a giant, it's like the way your smartphone is, but like a giant one. It's always been like that though. Like they've always been operating that model. Like all the other smartphones kind of like, you know, like Samsung's the other good one, but I will say, I don't know, does Samsung make computers? Yeah, Tara. The pencil goes, you use it on the iPad. I could maybe, I don't know. I think I could use it on my phone too. I just don't have it like connected to my phone. But yeah, I use it on my iPad. And I have a paper feel screen cover on my iPad. So when I use it, it actually feels like paper. It's fucking so cool. Heidi, thank you. Thanks for the hand hearts. Yeah, the paper, it's so cool. And it feels like, because that's one thing about digital art is I didn't like is I like the feeling of the control of painting, and I can feel the texture layers of like how thick the paint needs to be, and you can't do that with the old digital art way. And with the pencil, I don't even know how it does it, but it gives you a texture feel. Like I don't know how it connects that to your brain, but it's a genius device. It's a brilliant device. The Apple Pencil. A Samsung laptop? Cool. Yeah, because Samsungs are really good too. But I'm just not familiar with their stuff. I've been an Apple person for 20 years almost. Sharper. We literally, give me a topic. I'd never ask the porch pals. It doesn't matter what the topic is. I will weigh in on it if people ask. Plus, I like to, give heads up on things I love. And I love my Apple Pencil. I am. I love my Apple Pencil. It's the closest thing I have in this lifetime to a magic wand. And I'm like, God, I love you, little cute thing. One time it fell off my iPad into my book bag when I was flying because it's magnetic. It attaches itself to my iPad magnetically. And so it's not the strongest magnet though, right? So it fell off in my backpack and I thought I lost it on the plane. And I'm not even kidding you guys. I was a crazy person. I went back on the plane. I was like, no, wait, please let me go back on the plane. I went back on the plane and I looked like every aisle because I thought maybe it would roll. Because think about it, when they're landing, there's absolutely that little shit will roll. So I checked the plane for like half an hour. I'm not shitting you. And I helped them clean the plane because, they let me go look for it. And I was panicking. And then while I was down there, I found things. So I was like cleaning for them. And then I didn't find it. So I was like devastated. And then I go to the bathroom and the little fucker's in my backpack. It had fallen off the side into my backpack. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, don't panic. Don't panic. I did panic. And then I wanted to like tell the flight attendants because the one girl was like, I'll keep looking for it. And if I find it, you know, and I like gave her my email. And yeah, it was so fun. And then I felt bad because I was like, I didn't get her email, so I can't even tell her I found it. That lady she probably just never gave a shit again. But I hope like that. I'm like, man, I feel like she probably checked and was like, that damn pencil, where'd it go? But I literally love this thing that I panicked enough. I was like, please let me back on the plane. They're like, did you leave your pet, your child? I'm like, my Apple Pencil. Right, Amy? I'll be right back with the next poll. I know, Robin. Right. See, that's my issue though, is all my friends live somewhere else. And I don't date people that live here. So I do tend to have to travel to see the ones I love. And, you know. Oh yeah, I was so calm and collected. I was like sweating, Tara. Like, you know when you're like you know when you like can't find your debit card or your cell phone? Do you know that horrible feeling like when you lose, like, and you start to like almost like your like heart race? I mean, I think everybody has that reaction, even if you don't have anxiety, but like you get like all of a sudden clammy and you're like freaking out looking for it and your mind is like, where did it go? Where did it go? Right? That's what it was like. My adventures with flying. Yeah. That's what I was going to say. I have adventures every time I happen to fly often. And so but I wouldn't say often, but yeah, I do have adventures when I fly. Yeah, Tara, it was like God. And one time recently, literally like last month or the month before, I had to use a different pharmacy and they put my debit card, they gave it back to me. Like, you know, they put the cash in a little envelope and staple it. They put my debit card in a little envelope and stapled it with my prescription and gave it back to me. So like I was like just didn't even think about my card getting my card back, and I just like left in my home. The next day I was literally like, hi Chelsea. The next day I was like, oh my God, where's my debit card? So then I had to like check online to see what I used it last, and I was like, the pharmacy. So then I go all the way back to the pharmacy. I'm panicking. They call the manager up. The manager's like, let me check the security camera and see if she handed it back to you, right? And then she checks the security camera. She comes out and she goes, they did that to you too, Terry? Yeah. She checks the security camera and she goes, she handed you it stapled to your prescription envelope. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you very much. Goodbye. And I went home and it was stapled to my birth control. Sure enough, my debit card was in there. And so, yeah, I freak out sometimes. And the lady was so nice too, but I was like, it was dumb. Just hand it back to me. Cash and change, I understand why they do that, because they're reaching through a window and the shit falls and blows and you know what I mean? But a debit card, just hand it back to me. No, they put it in a little envelope for change, Amy, and then staple the envelope to the bag. They didn't staple the card. They just stapled, but it was like, what? And my other pharmacy never does that. They just, I actually, my other pharmacy has a card reader on the outside of the window. And I just swipe it and put it back in my wallet. But this one, they took it and like put it in a thing and and I was like, the fuck? Yeah, right, Lane? Unfortunately, that's not even why I take it. I take it because I have PMDD. Because I don't even date people here, so I don't even need it for the reason that for its namesake. I hate that they call it that because a lot of people take it for like hormonal things and it has nothing to do with birth, you know? But yeah, also it was a reminder. Yeah, me too, Elizabeth. Same. All right, guys, the next poll is ready. We have the Snallygaster. We have the Greenbrier Ghost. We have the Moon-Eyed People. We have the Summer After College. And we have Booger Hollow. You guys can vote in the blue box in the top left-hand corner. You can vote up to 50 times, and you can vote for more than one story. Hi, Rochelle. Yeah, Rochelle, me too. I think mine was 8th or 9th grade. So mine's been, yeah, for a very long time. And the winner is the Moon-Eyed People. I will pull it up, and I'll be right back with that story. Happy Tuesday, guys. I know, that was a close one again. Thank you, Katie. I love that cow. He's so cute. Thank you, Bryce. Thank you, Heather. I appreciate that. I love purple too. A lot of my pictures either purple or green. Thank you for the star, Heather. Songbird, thank you for the beautiful gifts. Hi, Alchemist. Welcome in, guys. Hope everybody's having a good Tuesday. Just a reminder, tomorrow is Witchy Wednesday, and I do a daytime live where I'm on camera and we just hang out. It's not story time, but I usually show you guys either some cool historical place, or we go for a hike, or if it's bad weather, we talk about, like, I don't know, esoteric witchy stuff, stuff about the land and nature, astrology, anything like that, Schumann resonance, all kinds of stuff. Yes, I love green and purple. And periwinkle's my favorite color, but it's kind of like a purpley blue. Yeah. Yeah, you probably that makes sense. If they showed up at my door, I'd be a little scared as well. Justin. I know, Kim. The hearts with the butt. So cute. Thanks, Bryce, for the little corgi farting hearts. So cute. Yes, it is. You're right, Schubers. I love, yep, you're right. Periwinkle is just the best color. There's also a balloon flower that is periwinkle, and there's a few other. There's also a clematis that is periwinkle, and catmint is periwinkle. So there's a few flowers, but it's not that common in flowers even. Donna, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the porch. All right, guys, I'm going to take a quick swig and I'll be right back with the Moon-Eyed people. Grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relax. Heather, thanks for the hiding gift. Those are so funny. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the Moon-Eyed people. Oh, Liv, she said mom and porch baby checking in. In the heart of the Appalachian Mountains, where dense forests cloak the land and mist dances between the ancient trees, stories are born from the whispers of the wind and the rustling of the leaves. And among these tales, few are as intriguing or enigmatic as the Moon-Eyed People, a mysterious race said to have inhabited the region long before the arrival of European settlers. Their existence is steeped in folklore and legend, and their story is one of both wonder and trepidation. The tale of the Moon-Eyed People has its roots in the oral traditions of the indigenous tribes of America, particularly the Cherokee. According to these legends, the Moon-Eyed People were a small nocturnal race, distinct from the tribes of the region. They were said to possess large, luminous eyes that glowed in the dark, allowing them to see perfectly at night, but leaving them nearly blind in daylight. The Moon-Eyed People were described as gentle, peaceful beings who lived in harmony with nature. They constructed intricate dwellings deep within the mountains, shrouded in secrecy and mystery. Many believed that they had an intimate connection with the land, possessing a profound understanding of the natural world that few could comprehend. As European settlers began to push into the Appalachian wilderness in the late 18th century, they encountered the native tribes and their customs. The settlers, driven by the desire for land and resources, began to displace these communities. And the Cherokee, desperate to protect their homeland, often spoke of the Moon-Eyed People as a cautionary tale, an eerie reminder of the forces that could be unleashed when harmony with the land was disturbed, aka their elementals. One of the most famous accounts of the Moon-Eyed People comes from a settler named John Sear in the late 1700s. Oh, hi, Skrilla. Sear and his companions ventured into the depths of the Appalachians in search of new territory. They had heard the whispers of the Moon-Eyed People, the strange beings who were said to be found in the thick of the forest and caves. And one fateful evening, as dusk settled over the mountains, Sear and his men camped near a hidden stream. They were on edge. They were feeling a strange presence lurking in the shadows of the trees. As night fell, the men noticed a faint glow emanating from the forest. Curiosity piqued, so they decided to investigate. And as they ventured into the woods, the glow grew brighter, illuminating their path. Soon, they stumbled upon a clearing where they beheld a remarkable sight. Figures danced in the light of the moon, their large luminous eyes sparkling like stars against the night sky. The Moon-Eyed People stood there before them, delicate and ethereal. In awe, Sear and his men watched, mesmerized by these creatures. They appeared to be communicating in a soft, melodic language, and their movements were graceful, almost like a dream. But as the moonlight faded, so did their ethereal glow. And panic set in. The men, terrified of the unknown, began to retreat. the settlers hurried back to their camp, they could hear the laughter of the moon-eyed people echoing through the trees. The next morning, however, as the sun rose over the Appalachian Hills, the men returned to the clearing eager to document what they had seen. But to the astonishment, the clearing was empty. The evidence of the moon-eyed people was erased, as if they had never been there at all. Over time, the stories of the encounter began to circulate among the settlers. Some dismissed it as a fanciful tale, born from the imagination of weary travelers. Others whispered of the moon-eyed people as a warning, a sign that the mountains held secrets best left undisturbed. As the years passed, the legend of the moon-eyed people continued to evolve, weaving its way into the fabric of Appalachian folklore. Some say they were guardians of the forest, protecting the secrets of the land from those trying to exploit it. Others believed they were lost souls, forever wandering the night in search of peace. In the 1900s, interest in the moon-eyed people began to resurface as anthropologists and folklorists sought to understand the rich tapestry of Appalachian culture. Researchers traveled to the mountains, interviewing locals and collecting stories that had been passed down through the generations. These accounts often echoed the tales told by the Cherokee, emphasizing the gentle nature of the moon-eyed people and their connection to the earth. However, as the story spread, so did skepticism. Yet for those who lived in the mountains, the legend held an undeniable truth. The moon-eyed people became a symbol of the uncharted, a reminder of the mystery that lingered in the shadows of those ancient trees. Several locations in Appalachia became associated with the moon-eyed people, such as the ancient burial mounds found throughout the region, believed by some to be the resting places of these elusive beings. Archaeological investigations reveal artifacts that suggested a distinct culture, leading to speculation about the true origins of the moon-eyed people. In addition to burial mounds, numerous caves throughout the Appalachian Mountains have been linked to the legend. These caves, often concealed behind thick vegetation, are said to have served as hideaways for the moon-eyed people. Some explorers claim to have found remnants of their existence. Strange carvings on the walls of caves, glowing stones, and the eerie feeling of being watched. Hikers and campers exploring the Appalachian wilderness have claimed to see fleeting figures, hear soft whispers, and one such account comes from a group of friends camping near the New River Gorge. Late one night, as they sat around the fire, they began to share stories of the moon-eyed people, laughing as they recounted the old legends. When suddenly, they noticed a soft glow emanating from the trees. Intrigued and slightly unnerved, they decided to investigate. No, I didn't fall. I didn't fall. I dropped my hair clip. It's metal. As they ventured deeper into the woods, they stumbled upon a clearing where the glow intensified. To their astonishment, they saw what appeared to be small figures with luminous eyes darting between the trees. The friends tried to approach, but as they moved closer, the figures vanished into the shadows, leaving behind only the sound of rustling leaves. Yep, they are. You're right, Scarlett. The real ones, yeah. Shaken but exhilarated, they returned to their campsite, unsure of what they had just witnessed. The legend of the Moon-Eyed People serves as a reminder of the enduring power of folklore and its ability to connect us to our roots. And that's the tale of the Moon-Eyed People. Again, sorry guys. This is just the worst. Thank you, Mary, for the adorable cow napping. Thanks, Justin. Dennis, thank you. That's so cute. And Heather, thank you so much. Those are so pretty. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep better. And I am here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. I do write and record all of these stories myself, and you can listen to them whenever you would like on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. Just look for Porch Lore and you will find me. And I also have all the links in my bio. I'm going to set up the next poll for us to vote for the next story. And if you guys could do me a big favor, could you hit that share arrow in the bottom right-hand corner? And then there's a little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. Thanks, Sunshine. Thanks, Robin. I love that thing that says repost. That button will put the live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us grow this beautiful porch of ours. I love that little rocket. It's like a lava lamp with a hand in it. It's so weird and funny. All right, guys, I'll be right back with the next poll. Grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relax, check out the shooting stars, and welcome to the porch. Happy Tuesday. Thank you so much, Jess. Thank you, Mary. All right, you guys. Oh no, Matt, what's going on? What's wrong? What's wrong, Matt? No, Robin. No, Robin. It's just a little lower over there. I have no idea why. I think they have a leveler on it or something. No clue. But I've tried everything to change it and it doesn't let me. Is that better? Over on YT? Yes, Nehemiah. They, as in the people who own the website and the app, who designed the operating system and the limits. No, I'm talking about YT. I stream on there as well. And the music's quieter over there. And we don't know why. We've been trying to figure it out for a while. And it just is. We have no idea. Probably because I'm using the non-pro. I'm not using the paid version. So it's at 720p. And it's not HD. So I'm assuming the same goes for the audio. But I have to use Restream because I use a green screen. And YT doesn't offer green screen on their native app yet. But they're getting there. They're catching up with the live stuff. They will become TikTok. They just aren't there yet. Because they're waiting until it actually shit works until they release it, which, can you imagine? Everything they release is just works perfectly. I didn't pass over you with nary regards, Skrilla. But you are so cute. Wait, Devin, will thou grant me unto me a most cordial praise? Yes, I will. I'm sorry, I did not mean to pass you by with no regard. Aw, thanks, Robin. Does it sound better over there now? Hello, Scream Queen, good morning. Guys, Scream Queen is going to be going on after me again. Python? What does that mean? Python? Is that what you used, Skrilla? Is that what you used? Okay, you guys. Oh, it's a coding platform. Oh, I wish I knew more about that. But I only knew how to code on MySpace. Oh, really, Jenna? I can't wait. I love that show so much. Oh, Deborah, I'm so glad I can help you. Okay, Robin, good. I turned it up a little bit on my computer. But you know what's so funny is, like, there are people, if you go to my live stream recording comments, there are people who complain about the music being too loud on YT. And it's like way quieter over there. Skrilla, you're so cute. You're so annoying. And you don't even know it. Okay, guys. The poll is ready. And we have the Snallygaster, the new story of the week. Thank you, CSS. We have the hitchhiker. We have the unexpected visitors. We have the marsh light. And we have the tree people. No, Robin, some people say it's too loud over there. And I'm like, what? Because then other people say it's too quiet. So, who knows? I don't know. Because when I look back at the recordings, it sounds good over there. So, but I know that YT sounds better. Or I mean, TT, people say sounds better. All right, guys, who's going to win? Oh my gosh, you guys hate the Snallygaster? Is it because he's ugly? His feelings going to be so hurt. This is only the second day he's been a story and he's lost every single poll. Oh my goodness, you guys. The singing ladies. Your Chinese name is Win. I like that. Poor Snally. You guys don't like him? Sheesh. 56 seconds left. Who's gonna win? Hi, Steven. Also, if you're not voting, if you guys could do me a big favor, could you hit that share arrow in the bottom right-hand corner? There's a little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs. You can unpost and repost as well. And that helps restart the algorithm, kind of. And sharing to your stories helps too. And sharing with your friends. And thank you to everybody tapping the screen. The tappers, you are so appreciated. Tapping helps us get pushed out. And the winner is the tree people. All right, you guys, I'll be right back with the tale of the tree people. And if you are new here, welcome in. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I'm here every single night from 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. Thank you, Shadow. Welcome to the porch. I do write and record all of these stories myself, and you can listen to them whenever you would like on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. Just look for Porch Lore and you will find me. I also have all of the links in my bio. Grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relax, check out the shooting stars, and welcome to the porch. And as I always say, there's always room for one more on the porch. Be right back. Matt, I missed what happened, but I'm sending you all the love. I'm sorry. I didn't see it in the chat, but we love you. Angel Love and Erica, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Archangelo, thank you for the beautiful swan. Thanks for helping me with my gift gallery. Patricia, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Oh, Matt, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Sending you all the love. Allow yourself to grieve and feel those feelings. Because if you don't, they'll come out 5 years later when you're least expecting it. And you see a ball of yarn at the craft store and you cry. You know, that's just hypothetical, but be sure you deal with those feelings. Let yourself grieve. Grim, I don't know, but it sounds like Brooke. To me, that sounds like a Brooke move. Wait, was it you? Was it you, Brooke? I was like, that sounds like a Brooke. The mounting, the putting the beanbag chair in a hammock and mounting it. Hey, Matt, I wanted to ask you a question. Dude, that's what I was just going to ask him. Why'd you read my mind, Skrilla? That's what I was just going to ask him. I was just going to ask, how'd you know that's what I was going to ask him? I was going to ask you, Matt, do guys really have gym enemies to help to motivate them to work out? And also, I guess that shouldn't surprise me that men need competitive. I guess Kim does too. I don't need to compete with other people to be motivated. And no, I'm not AI. See, I'm like the opposite. And I feel like I would be less likely to go if someone I hate is there. Or if someone I don't like, I would not want to go. But I've always had like a thing where, I don't know. I'm like not a competitive person. Which actually I don't have that drive, which sucks. I think that's what a lot of people, I think that's how a lot of people stay motivated, is like the other people thing. And I like don't give a shit. So I envy it because I feel like it's a way to stay motivated. An old lady. An old lady that gives you the stink eye. You're like, listen, Granny. You have a few. I'm assuming that's what you meant to say. Okay, I never heard of that before. And Skrilla was telling me about it. And then he said, ask Matt. And I was like, okay, I will. Exactly, Justin. I'm my own worst enemy. Exactly. I don't even need another one. I am so hard on myself. I don't even need, I'm my own worst enemy. Yeah, Jerry. Well, it's fake enemies. They like use it for motivation at the gym. But I've never heard of it. So I learn something new every day. Mostly from Skrilla. He teaches me random shit. Quick swig and I'll be right back with Tree People. Me neither, Rachel. Beefy. Beefy. Lorna, we're not strangers, we're your friends. Oh no, Lorna, what's happening? Are you okay? Archangelo said, I mind my own business at the gym, but there are annoying people. Aunt Shirley, Aunt Shashi, that's what Skrilla says it works. She said, maybe I need a gym nemesis. There you go, guys. I learn something every day. Try it. I guess you just make it up in your head that like that person is competing with me, or I don't really know how it works. Ask the guys here. Ask Matt and Trilla. But I guess you just like in your head make up this scenario that they think they're better than you or something. I don't really know. They compete with you? I'm not sure. Broccoli heads. Oh my God, I'm dying. I'm dying, Skrilla. Broccoli heads. Kim, do you see this comment? Broccoli heads. Why do they all have broccoli heads, you guys? It's so weird. Sprinkle Colors, thanks for the follow. Are you Nehemiah germophobia? Kim, broccoli heads. I knew you'd love it. Wynn says they won't even eat broccoli. Scream Queen, bite your tongue. Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't you put that on me. Thank you, Songbird. You're so sweet. Twana, sorry. Twana said, I was so chill until you said Ricky Bobby. You can take the girl out of North Carolina, you know. Hello, Tommy. If you pull a vanishing trick through your portal, will I come look for you? Where does your portal go again? You told me the other night, but like, can I come back if I go look for you? Like, you'd have to teach me how to operate it first. And then, yeah, totally. I'm down. Just give it a whirl. It goes to Sockland. Oh, I don't want to go to Sockland. Can I bring Merlin? Submitted for the approval of the Porch Palace Society. This is the tale of the tree people. K-dump, yes, probably. It probably is for teenage boys. I grew up in North Carolina, but a few years ago I moved to Montana for work. I wanted a fresh start, something different. And let me tell you, Montana is different. The air is so crisp it hurts in the winter. And the sky stretches so wide it feels like you're on another planet. And there are places out there where you can drive for miles without seeing a single house. Caroline, Greensboro. It's beautiful, but it's also lonely in a way that sneaks up on you. I found out the hard way when I took a solo weekend trip to a cabin in the middle of nowhere. It had been a long week at work and I wanted to get away. Hi, Banner Trey. You're from Charlotte? Yeah, girl. Oh my God, App State? No way. It had been a long week at work and I wanted to get away. Just me, just me, a few bottles of wine and some books that I kept telling myself I'd read. The cabin was one of those authentic rustic rentals. Oh, I love Greensboro too, Caroline. I miss it. You know, where they basically disclose the listing that there's no Wi-Fi, no TV, basically bare necessities, rugged retreat. The kind of place that sounds like a dream until you actually get there and realize that you're completely cut off from civilization. The drive alone should have been a warning. My GPS lost signal an hour before I even reached the cabin. The condition of the road kept getting worse. Potholes deep enough to swallow a tire. Barely enough space for one car. Hi Link, how are you? The trees pressing in on both sides like they were trying to keep me from getting through. I told myself everything was fine. I wanted an adventure, right? When I finally pulled up, the place looked abandoned. The pictures online showed a cute, well-maintained little cabin, but in real life, the porch sagged, the windows looked dirty, and the whole thing had this forgotten, unloved feeling. But at that point, I had been driving for hours, and I wasn't about to just turn around. I really needed some rest. So I shrugged it off, and I carried my bags inside. The first night was fine, mostly. I made a fire, cooked dinner, and I read by candlelight because the single overhead light in the living room flickered eerily like something out of a horror movie, and I couldn't stand having it on anymore. The quiet out there was almost too much. In the city, silence isn't really silence. There's always background noise. A car in the distance, a neighbor's dog barking, a helicopter. But out there, it was complete and utter stillness. At some point, I started feeling weird. You know that sensation like you're being watched? I kept glancing out the windows, half expecting to see something looking in. But there was nothing. Just darkness so deep, it seemed to press against the glass. Hi, Star. I laughed at myself and told myself I was just creeped out because I wasn't used to this kind of quiet. So I decided to just go to bed. And that was the last normal night I had in that cabin. The next day I went for a hike. There was a trail behind the cabin that led up to a ridge, so I figured I'd check out the view. And it was beautiful. But after a while I got that weird feeling again, like I wasn't alone. I stopped and listened, but I heard nothing. No birds, no rustling leaves. And then I saw them. At first I thought it was just shadows moving in between the trees. But then I realized, no, these were figures. They were tall and thin. And they didn't move in a normal way either. Not like people. More like marionettes. Their limbs bending at odd angles as they stepped in between the trees. Yeah, pretty much the most horrifying way you could imagine a person moving their body. I stood there frozen. And then all at once they stopped, every single one of them, and they all turned their heads towards me. I ran. I don't even remember making the decision to run. It was like my body just took over. The hike up there had taken me almost an hour, but I swear I made it back to the cabin in just a few minutes. I slammed the door shut, locked it, and grabbed the biggest knife I could find in the kitchen. I know nature's oracle. I'm really upset about it. I've been trying not to think about it all day. I'm so connected to the moon, I feel like it's gonna fuck me up. Anyway, for hours I sat there staring out the windows, listening, but there was nothing. Just silence. After a while, I started to convince myself that maybe I hadn't seen what I thought I had seen. I know, it's so infuriating, Oracle. I'm really sad about it. Maybe the isolation was just getting to me. Maybe I was just freaking myself out. But that night, I woke to the sound of something tapping on my bedroom window. But my bedroom was on the second floor. The tapping was rhythmic and precise. Not the random scrape of a tree branch, but something deliberate. Like something was knocking. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. I just laid there, staring at the ceiling. Then, slowly, I turned my head toward the window, and there was a face pressed against the glass. Not a human face. Not even close. I don't remember screaming, but I must have because my throat was raw when I finally managed to move. I grabbed my car keys and I ran downstairs. I didn't care about my bags. I didn't care about anything except getting the hell out of there. When I yanked open the front door, I stopped dead in my tracks. And there they were, standing in the yard. Dozens of them. Their heads all tilting at the same time, like curious animals, as they all looked at me. I ran. I don't know how I made it to my car, but I did. The second I got inside, I locked the doors and I started the engine. Headlights washed over the trees, and for just a second, I thought they were gone. But then I saw them in the rear view mirror, right behind my car. Thank you, Mary. I gunned it down that awful, narrow road. I just needed to get away from them. I didn't look back. Not until I was miles away back on the main road, speeding toward the nearest town. The next day, I called the rental company to ask about the cabin, and they acted confused. They told me that there was no cabin at that location. So, I drove back. And sure enough, there was no cabin. There was nothing there except trees. Tall, thin, strangely bent trees. And that's the tale of the tree people. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I am here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. I'm going to set up the next poll for us to vote. If you guys could do me a big favor, could you hit that share arrow in the bottom right-hand corner? There's a little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other. This is repost. And that puts the live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us grow this beautiful porch of ours. Also, thank you if you could continue to write keywords in the chat to balance out the random shit we talk about all night. That would be greatly appreciated. Things like supernatural, paranormal, storyteller, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Mothman, Jersey Devil, Chupacabra, spooky bedtime stories, anything like that. Please refrain from using the ASMR tag, though, because that brings in the trolls that like to gift bomb musical gifts to ASMR lives. So we're not going to use that one anymore. Matt Fire Ants is not one of them. All right, guys, I'll be right back with the next poll. Grab a beanbag chair. Oh, Lorna, you didn't bother at all. Lorna, that's what we're here for. We're sending you all the love, and I'm so sorry that you're going through that. We love you very much. And I hope you get some sleep. Did I just see somebody tag Jimothy, or use Jimothy as a tag? I love that. Rochelle, thank you. Jimothy. Lorna, it's you? I'm so sorry. What's wrong? I had no idea. I'm so sorry to hear that. We love you. We're here for you. Oh, Lorna, I'm so sorry. Yeah, Lorna, we're sorry to hear that. Everybody, Lorna is terminal, apparently, and she's feeling sad tonight, and I'm very sorry. Thank you for sharing that with us. She's been a porch pal for a long time, and I'm honored that you choose to spend your time with us. And I'm sending you all my love. And I believe this is just one journey. So yours, you must have fulfilled what you were meant to be here for. But I am so very sorry. And we love you. Yeah, Lorna, I was wondering where you'd been, but you usually come in so regularly. Sending you all the love. And I hope you get some good rest tonight. And we will see you again tomorrow. All right, you guys, I'll be right back with the next poll. Lorna just shared with us that she has a terminal illness. And her kids haven't come to see her, and she's sad. We're sending you all the love. Thank you, Janice. Hi, Bud. How are you? Hi, Possum. Peter, are you British? Oh, thank you so much, Winnie. Welcome to the porch. Aw, Jules, that's so sweet of you. He is? Okay, that checks out, Scream Queen. As soon as he said heaps, I was like, okay. I think he lives in the UK. Me too, fat bastard, me too. Because I don't know any Americans that say heaps. Y'all stop talking about fall. Bite your tongue, Micah. How dare you? Speak for yourself. No, I guess you really are. I love summer and I hate cold weather, so. Eee. Thank you so much, Winnie. We end every live with that story. Susie Q. Yeah, I didn't know that. Victoria, you're British and you're here every night. Oh my gosh, I love you guys. Yeah, it's 5:15 in the morning. You guys are the best. You don't live in the UK, Stephen? Okay. Well, yeah, I was just asking because you said heaps. And I lived in London for a while, and I've never heard anybody say heaps except for people over there on the other side of the pond. And I always thought that was a fun word. Heaps. Heaps of them. Heaps of love. It's just cute. It's a cute word. Yeah, see, Scream Queen, I'm a spooky gal all year, so I don't think there's anything inherently spooky about fall other than the fact that it gets dark at fucking 4 p.m., which I don't like. I don't like. Just a poll. I'm going to take a poll. The people who are looking forward to fall, do you guys have a significant other? Just trying to prove a point here. If you're looking forward to fall, do you have a significant other? Oh, hi, Mothman. Guys, look who it is. Mothman's girlfriend's name is Martha. Martha. Hi, Mothman. Okay, so I'm seeing a majority of the people who are looking forward to fall have a significant other, and that says exactly what I think. Of course you like cold weather. Okay? Of course you do. Because you guys just hole up and bang for 3 months and cuddle and have cuddle warm blankie movies, right? But for the rest of us, it's like a cage. It's like I'm alone, trapped in a freezing hell for months. And so yeah. So of course you guys are looking forward to cuddle. I said bang instead of fuck because that's what I would usually say, but I was trying to make it a little less. Mothiana, I like that one. That's a cute name, Mothiana. Tam Bam says, I'll cuddle with you. Aw, thanks. Yeah, Justin, I was trying to clash it up. Mothman said, way to be down. The Texas heat gets calmer. Yes, Chelsea, it sure does. It really is Turtle Woman. The stats show that there are more. That's like the main time of year. And in Ohio, we have a whole thing called blizzard babies. Literally. Every time there's a blizzard, everybody has babies 9 months later. It's the craziest thing. It's like, wonder why. So, good night, Lorna. Love you. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll be your friends and your family. We love you. Well, Peter, that sounds like a lot. Sorry that happened to you, but yeah. What's the technical term for a witch who enjoys the heat over the cold? Mothman, I don't think there is a term for that. Why did you have the impression that witches liked cold better? Because, have you heard of sirens? We're tropical. We don't like cold. At all. So, I don't know what they're called. Probably sirens. That's all I know. I would say all the sirens. We hate cold. Yeah, right? Mothman, by the way, guess what? Someone in here said that they saw, you're never going to believe this. I was laughing so hard. I was thinking about you and I was like, I have to message him. Somebody said that they saw you in New Jersey and they don't even get it. They don't even get why that's so funny. But somebody's like, I saw Mothman once in New Jersey. And you know what I said? I said, yeah, he was there visiting his cousin. The Jersey Devil, just for you. By the way, guys, welcome in Mothman. He's my homie. I adore him. Check out his lives. He's hilarious. And I hit on him shamelessly for a while. And then he was like, listen, I've got a girlfriend named Martha. Back off. And I was like, okay, can we still be friends? And he was like, of course. And I was like, perfect. And we're both like vigilante justice, like enraged by injustice. So it's like the best. I just love him. Thank you, Winnie. He's the best. Yeah, Mothman. He's right here. See, he surprised me on my birthday and came to my live and wished me happy birthday in November. Yes, Rochelle. That was exactly when I did that. You are correct. And he handled it like a champ. He said correct. Yeah. Who, Peter? Your ex? That's crazy. Jerry said Devin's single? What did you think? I tell everybody my cat's my husband. What did you think? Okay, guys, I'll be right back with the poll. And guess who we're putting on the poll? Mothman. See, Rochelle? See? Yep, bingo. There she goes. She diagnoses more STDs in the cold months. Told ya. Told ya. All the people are like, I can't wait for fall and winter. I bet you can't. I bet you can't. All right, you guys. The next poll is ready. Heavy Winnie, I love that. That's amazing. I'm proud of you. I've done it as well, but not the same situation as you. Mine usually involves animals. It's actually always involved animals. Wait, what, Matt? Congratulations, Nate. Okay, guys. We have the Snallygaster, the Hitchhiker, the Mothman, the Winding Road, and the Last American Vampire. And you can vote in the top left-hand corner. And you can vote up to 50 times. And you can vote for more than one story. Who's it gonna be? Sorry, Matt. It was more about her comment. Sorry. Rachel, you were a St. Patrick's Day fling? That's still cold. March is still cold. Parents of Capricorns were probably summer flings. Well, yeah, I mean, there is somebody out that, like, obviously, if you do the math, whoever 9 months from, there were summer flings that resulted in babies, but there is a unproportional amount, especially in states where it's cold, of people being born 9 months after winter or after fall. However, I'm not one of them, right? Because my birthday's in November. Wait, no. I would still be a winter baby, never mind. Yeah, he's right. Capricorns. Jade. April, but that's still spring. It's cold here in April, kind of. But it's not as cuddle weather as like winter, so you're right. But yeah, it's a thing. You're a Capricorn, so is my mom and Jade. And the winner is Mothman. Well, yeah, Rachel, we're talking about in states where they get cold weather. I'd be willing to bet, though, when it gets to like the 50s in California, where like I'd be willing to bet whatever you guys consider chilly is still when more babies are made. Because I lived in California. I remember 50s were cold as shit to me. Yep, Rachel, that's how I felt in Houston. In Houston, when it was 70, I was like putting a jacket on. I was cold. So it's still cold to people wherever they live. They're still like, brr, wanna cuddle? You know? That's just a fact of life. There you go, Star. Bingo! Now, Skrilla, this has been happening long before streaming services. Blizzard babies have been a thing since forever, since Blizzard existed. I'm sure most of you guys have already heard this, but in case you didn't know why they're called boomers, they're actually called baby boomers from the baby boom because when everybody came back from war, they had crazy amounts of sex. And everybody had babies because the war was over. So that's actually why they're called baby boomers, is because there was a mass population boom after the war. And that's when all our parents were pretty much born. At least a lot of our parents were born. So, I was Jade. I was at one point long ago. Yep, Mothman. It's true. Yes, Skrilla, and the point is, in winter, people are locked inside because of all the snow and ice. That's why they're called blizzard babies. It's not about the cold, it's the fact that winter makes people stay inside because it's so cold and because they're literally trapped in their houses. So it's not just the cold, it's the fact that people are actually trapped in their houses because of snow. And so places where it doesn't get snow, it probably is just attributed to the cold. But places where, like here, people are literally trapped in their houses. So they are locked in a fucking room. And it's cold. It's like a double whammy. Because, fun fact, if you guys aren't from cold weather states, we have things called a snow emergency, where a level 1, 2, or 3, and it is literally against the law to leave your house when there's a level 3 snow emergency, unless you are a medical professional who works in a hospital, or unless you are emergency services. And if they pull you over, they can literally impound your car. Like, you get in big ass trouble, like, because it's a hazard to be on the roads when there's ambulances and stuff that have to go out, and they don't want to have to send ambulances out for you when you crash your car in the ice and snow, because it is extremely unsafe. So we literally have level 3 blizzards here regularly. They don't call them blizzards because it hypes it up a little bit, but they're level 3 snow emergencies where we will get a couple feet of snow and we're not allowed to leave. So, and it's to protect like people who work in law enforcement and medical professionals and like truck drivers. Do you know what I mean? Like because they don't want anybody else on the road, because truck drivers still drive through those places that they hit that snow, and they don't need people careening around the hot, you know what I mean? So it's a form of protection, but we are literally locked in our houses. So those of you saying you can't wait for winter, that's why I asked if you had a significant other, because I'm sure it's really fun to be locked in your house. So mine, I like learn 15 new hyperfixation hobbies every winter. I come out and like, man, I learned the shit out of that this winter. Anyway, I'll be right back with Mothman. Mandalee, you touched Mothman's shiny hiney. Ooh, at the statue, did you? Did you see that somebody gave him a tramp stamp? A lot of people sent me that. He got a tramp stamp. Somebody put it on him. Reese, thank you for your first gift ever. What an honor. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. Yeah, Mandalee, give it a goog. They put a tramp stamp on him. Isn't that funny? Archangela, you got this print. I love that. Do you like it? Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the detour. Thank you, Reese. So I've been doing solo road trips since I was an emancipated 17-year-old whose parents lived in Ohio while I was finishing high school in North Carolina. I've become very comfortable being on the road alone. I honestly almost prefer it at this point. Just me and the miles ahead of me. The windshield sunset in my eyes, like a watercolor painted sky. Well, last September I was driving from Ohio to Virginia, avoiding highways because if I have the time and it's not too many added miles, I really do love to take the scenic route. All the tiny towns just have so much character, and it's just peaceful country cruising without another car for miles. It truly is a serene way to road trip, but it can also have its downsides. Like taking you a little further away from cell towers, which can cause your GPS to glitch, like mine did, around the Ohio-West Virginia border. My GPS ended up spazzing out and rerouting me to some back roads that I didn't recognize. And that's how I ended up in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. Cute name, right? Sounds like a Hallmark town. But the second I crossed the Welcome to Point Pleasant sign, my car started making this gurgling noise like it was choking. I pulled over into a gas station with a flickering neon logo. Mothman Gas & Co. Real subtle. I called AAA, but the guy said that it would be 6 hours. What? 6 hours? It didn't even take the tow truck driver from Vegas to come get us in Death Valley 6 hours. The sun was already dipping behind the hills, and the only motel in town had a sign that read no vacancy. So, there I was, stranded in the middle of nowhere, West Virginia, sitting on a curb outside a gas station. And that's when I realized that I actually had cell service here. So I decided to Google Point Pleasant, and there it was. Endless websites describing Point Pleasant, the Mothman, red eyes, wings, a bridge collapse, UFOs, and all kinds of strange encounters and conspiracies. And I was stranded here alone. The cashier inside the gas station sold Mothman-shaped cookies and I Love Cryptids t-shirts. I bought a coffee that tasted like motor oil, and I asked if there was a library or something nearby to kill time. She pointed down the road and told me to follow the river. Then she told me not to linger after dark. Okay. The library was closed, of course. So I did linger. Yes, I did. And I wandered toward the river, past the bridge. The Ohio River looked black, swallowing up the sunset. And it was pretty much completely dark now down by the river, and there were no streetlights. All I could hear was the sound of the water and this strange humming, almost like a transformer about to blow. I turned back toward the town, and the streets were completely empty. No cars, no people, and now even the gas station lights were off. Panic started to creep in. And that's when I saw something rising out of the weeds. They were concrete bunkers. The haunting remains of World War II. They were the ones used as a TNT storage area, and they were actually considered ground zero for Mothman sightings. Well, since my curiosity is insatiable, and I love a good adventure, I decided to just check them out really quickly. The first bunker had graffiti, a winged figure with red eyes. Good one, Trey. I love that song. As I walked up to the second one, the beam of my inadequate flashlight caught graffiti, "Beware of bird," was spray painted on the bunker. And then I heard a sound. Not an owl or a deer, it was a low vibrating hum, almost like power lines buzzing. The hair on the back of my neck stood up, and I turned, and there in between the trees were two glowing red lights. Then I started to realize they weren't lights at all. They were eyes, glowing like hot coals. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Disease. Thank you, Mason Holly. They hovered 7 feet off the ground, and then the thing stepped forward. It was tall, 7 feet, with hunched bony shoulders and skin like wet charcoal. And wings, not bird wings, but not bat wings either. Something in between, folded tight against its spine. And those eyes, they glowed, not like reflectors, but like they were lit from the inside. Thank you, Zach. I turned and I ran. The branches clawed at my arms, slowing my escape, and then I tripped over some roots and I tore my jeans, but I didn't even care. He's making a correction. He says, I'm actually 8'7", and I'm not, wait, what did he say? And I'm not saggy. The buzzing sound followed behind me, vibrating in my skull. But I didn't dare look back. When my feet hit the paved road, I quickly glanced back as I ran, and he was on the bridge. Perched on the railing, head tilted to one side, looking at me, almost like a curious dog. Then he spread his wings, and they were easily 10 feet wide. Then he let out a horrifying screech that sounded like a train slamming on its brakes. I ran all the way back to my car at the gas station, jumped in, and I locked the doors. AAA finally showed up at midnight, and the tow truck driver didn't ask why I was shaking. He just nodded and mentioned that a lot of people see odd things down by the river. He told me I was the third highway traveler this week to somehow get rerouted to Point Pleasant and end up stranded right at sunset. I slept in my car in the parking lot of the auto shop until it opened in the morning. He said, people describe me so weirdly, bro. We love you, Mothman. Look at the sticker we made for you. There's a Zaddy sticker. My car started up and ran, no problem. As I got back on the highway, I noticed something in the passenger seat. It was a feather. Black, thick as my thumb, and reeking of sulfur. It could have just been a crow feather that blew into my car during the road trip, right? Maybe I'm just overreacting. Or did the Mothman leave me some kind of peace offering? He clearly didn't want to hurt me, or he absolutely could have. I know I never could have outrun him if he'd actually been hunting me. And to be honest, it almost seemed as if he was sad that I turned and ran away. Even though I was scared out of my mind, I oddly felt bad for him. I have no idea what I encountered that late night in West Virginia. He said, no, I didn't. And I'll probably never be able to confirm what it was. But am I going to take this feather somewhere to have it tested? You bet I am. Mothman says peace was never an option. And to answer your question, Winter, Mothman is my friend on TikTok. And he just came in and we voted for his story because he was here hanging out with us tonight. And so yes, the story is based off of him. But he lives in New Jersey now with his cousin and his girlfriend Martha. But he says he did not do that, and he did not leave me a feather, and he was not sad that I ran away, and that he's 8'7", not 7 feet tall. So we have some corrections to make. Thanks for being here, Mothman. We love you. You guys be sure to follow him. His lives are hilarious. He paints. He's very artistic, and he paints. Even with those red eyes, he can paint really well. He also plays games and all kinds of stuff. Rochelle said, was it fall weather? Maybe he wanted to cuddle. It was September. Good question, Holly. Mothman, are your eyes night vision? Yeah, his girlfriend's name is Martha. Right, Martha? He told me that when I was flirting with him, and he was like, back off, I've got a girlfriend. Her name's Martha. I was like, okay, you got it, Marthy. Oh wait, maybe it was Mothra. Was it Mothra, Mothman, or Martha? Mothra? I think it was Mothra. I was trying, Justin. Yes, Grella, I was. I was on my birthday in November. Mothra. Okay, see, thank you for, it's Mothra, so you were correct. That's his girlfriend. Because somebody said, does he know Mothra from Japan? And I was like, I think that's his girlfriend. No, I think Mothman stole her from Godzilla. Yeah, Skrilla, there's an entire video on my profile of me flirting with him on my birthday. It's literally in video form. Oh, she's Polly. So you and Godzilla, huh? Interesting. Thank you, Matt, for the galaxy. Never be old. It was before I knew you, Skrilla. It was before I even knew you. Andy shot me down. The moth was like, no. But he also did tell me he loved his lamp. So, you know, he loves light. Yeah, Elliot, exactly. All right, guys, you know what time it is? It's time for the diner. And then we're going to go over and do a raid on Scream Queen. Good night, Mothman. Thank you for coming to hang out with us. We love you. You are real. Guys, be sure to catch one of his lives. They're actually so great. He's very clever and a very creative creature. Aw, Skrilla. That's cute. That's cute. He never said he wasn't attracted to me. He just said he already had a girlfriend. Okay, let's not get carried away. Eels in the river? Which river? Yeah, let's not get it twisted. Exactly, Mary. Sweet dreams, Mothman. But yeah, that was still really cute though. When he said he finds the light, then he should like me. That's very cute. Yeah, Matt, you will love him. Matt, he will be your prophet. Mothman will be your new favorite thing. And like he's so funny and smart. John, thank you for the galaxy's bestest. Jerry, Matt always jokes that like, because we had this guy that came in and was saying all these random words, and Matt was like, are you a prophet? Is this a prophecy? And then every time the guy came in, he was like, hello, my prop. So that's what he's referring to. He's not really gonna worship Mothman. Yeah, see, Skrilla gets it. He says Matt has no one left now that Fauzi's gone. Exactly. Fauzi, his prophet. Hi, Antiana. Hi, Bearded Theory. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. I know, Fauzi wanted to eat Justin. It was a little alarming. I'm here every night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. I do write and record all of these stories myself, and you can listen to them whenever you would like. They are all available on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. You can listen to them anytime. I do have a bedtime stories playlist. Your name's Devin too. Hi, Admiral Arsenic. Hello, fellow Dev. And yes, Bearded Theory, I write all these stories. Bisbee Fauzi hasn't been back in a while. Don't know what happened. All right, you guys, grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, and if you wouldn't mind doing me a little favor before I pull up the next story, hitting that share arrow in the bottom right hand corner. And then there's a little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. Oh, thank you, Reese. Thank you so much. And once you hit that repost, that puts my live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us grow our beautiful porch. Thanks, Mary. I appreciate it. I went to journalism school, so it feels good to be using it, to be honest. Good night, Kyle. Sweet dreams. Yeah, Bisbee. All right, guys, grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relax. Thank you for tapping tonight. The tappers are very appreciated. And I will be right back with the tale of the night shift at Sycamore Diner. Bearded Theory, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Aw, Liv. Yeah, you're pregnant, right? So it's hard to fall asleep sometimes, I think. Oh, thank you, Zach. Yes, I do enjoy it. I enjoy it quite a bit. Like a lot. Like the most I've ever enjoyed anything I've done. Bearded Theory, yeah, there's a rocker in the back. Just take a seat. Odin, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Oh my god, Matt, you're so funny. Okay, yes, Madeline, thank you. Oh really? That's so cool. You're gonna go to the Flatwoods Monster. I love that. I have a story about the Flatwoods Monster. I love that. Also, just a reminder, tomorrow is Witchy Wednesday. I do a live in the daytime as well as the night. And I'm on camera. We hang out. When the weather's nice, I take you guys outside and we go hiking or look at historical landmarks, stuff like that. And usually Merlin makes an appearance. And he's just the cutest thing. So feel free to join me tomorrow. It starts at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, usually, but sometimes I'm later because I'm trying to get to the location or I'm trying to decide. So I usually write in my status if it's postponed to like 1:30 or something like that. So just keep an eye on my status. It's flexible on Wednesdays, but I'll still be there tomorrow at 10 as well at night. So Taro, thank you for the follow. Shunu, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Really, Winter? I love bacon grilled cheese, Jesse. It's so good. Yes, 1 p.m. Wednesday. Matt with the pimento cheese in honor of his southern mom. You know how I feel about pimento cheese, Matt. Num, 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 num. Oh, don't worry, Taro. Yeah. You can join me tomorrow during the day. On Wednesdays, I go live called Witchy Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm on camera and you can say hi. Or you can come back tomorrow at 10 p.m. as well. But after this, we're going to go hang out at my friend's live. He lives in... Actually, he's Scottish, but he doesn't live in Scotland right now. But he's Scottish, and he does old-timey radio shows. after me. So we all go hang out over there afterwards. So feel free to join us. And if not, hang out tomorrow in the day if you can, or tomorrow night. Oh, Bulgaria. Thank you, Sherry. He lives in Bulgaria, but he's Scottish. No, he's British. No. Yeah, he's British. But he lives in Bulgaria. What, Susie? Which one? Which sticker, Winter? Yeah, that's what I thought. Lovely. Daz is from the UK. Yeah, I was like, never mind. Oh, yeah, the fell off the porch sticker. Yeah. Thank you, Joe. Good night, Taylor. Sweet dreams. See you tomorrow. Lovely. Is there any chance you could tag Daz's screen name and pin it? Because I think he's gone just about, he's starting right now, I think. So I'm not allowed to, I can't tag people if they're not in here. And I can't like leave the app to go look for other people. Do you know what I mean? I can't leave the app. Thank you, Lovely. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, guys. This is him. Please grab it right now, because we will be going there as soon as the story's over. So it's pinned at the top, and his name is Dazza. He's a lovely British man. He's so cool. Lovely, you are just the best. I love you so much. I can't wait to meet you someday. I love you. You're the best. Yeah, Matt. Grab it now or forever hold your peace. Oh, don't be sorry. You're supposed to be sleepy. Good night, Fairy Witch. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the night shift at Sycamore Diner. Oh, so very ordinary. Let me see if I can copy. Oh crap, it just went away. Okay, I'm gonna try to type it. Lovely. On YT they want to know, and it won't let me copy and paste it. Can you post it over there too? Also very ordinary. I don't think he does have a YT actually. He goes live on YT sometimes, but he's gonna be on TT tonight. Perfect, Venus. Thank you, guys. Good night, Fairy Witch. Yeah, we're going to do what they call a raid. And we're going to be like, yeah. Who's bringing me a good cheesy Sammy? Oh, the waitress. Thank you, Justin. Oh, hi, Maria. Welcome back. His YT's a different name? Oh, man. Yes, Porchapalooza 2027. For sure. We're all going to meet up. I'm not usually the kind of person who pulls over on back roads. Not unless I absolutely have to. But that night, something about the storm, the long drive, and that growling pit in my stomach convinced me otherwise. I was hungry. Sherry. It was late October, and I was headed back to campus after a weekend visit with my friends in North Carolina. I had a midterm on Monday, and my plan had been to drive straight through, 5 hours, no stops. But then came the rain. One of those cold, slanted, whispery rains that creeps into your bones and makes the windshield wipers sound like a heartbeat. I had taken the wrong exit, trying to bypass traffic, and I ended up on a 2-lane back road. surrounded by nothing but pine trees and power lines. And that's when I saw the neon sign. SYCAMRE Diner. The O in Sycamore was flickering, like it hadn't worked right in years. But the rest was lit up in a cherry red neon. A tiny beacon in the middle of nowhere. I figured I'd grab a quick bite, maybe some coffee, check my map, and get back on the highway. But I should have just kept driving. I should have known something was off the second I stepped inside. The bell over the door jingled, but not like a normal bell. It made this sharp metallic ping that echoed longer than it should have. Thank you, Star. Thank you, Country Raven. The air inside was warm, almost too warm, and it smelled like grilled onions and pancake syrup. The place looked like it had been yanked straight from 1957. Checkerboard floor, red vinyl booths, a long counter with spinning stools, even a jukebox in the corner that looked like it hadn't worked in decades. Thank you, Chelsea. Thank you, Sherry. And the people, they all stopped and looked at me the second I walked in. Not in a rude way, just quiet, like they weren't expecting me. Like I'd walked into the middle of a sentence that no one wanted to finish. A waitress, tall, with a beehive hairdo and a light blue uniform, smiled and waved me over. "You get caught in the rain, sweetheart," she said, handing me a laminated menu. I nodded, still trying to shake off that weird feeling. Yeah, the highway's a mess. She chuckled and patted my shoulder. "Well, you're safe here. Sycamore's always open for travelers." I sat down at a corner booth, and the vinyl creaked. Thank you, Mackenzie. I remember the jukebox shifted songs by itself and started playing some slow doo-wop ballad that I didn't recognize. Matt. I looked around and everyone looked normal. Sort of. There was a trucker with a thick gray beard, drinking coffee at the counter. A young couple whispering to each other in a booth by the jukebox. And an older woman stirring tea like she was lost in thought. But they all had the same look in their eyes. Like they were there, but also somewhere else. Like they were watching me out of the corner of their eyes even when they were looking down. The waitress came back with coffee. Strong, hot, and surprisingly good. And I ordered a grilled cheese with fries. Simple. Safe. She wrote it down with one of those clicky pens and said, "Don't worry, it's on the house tonight." And that was my second red flag. No diner just gives food away. While I waited, I took out my phone to check the map. There was no signal, and I mean nothing. No bars, no Wi-Fi, not even GPS. Just a blank screen with a spinning wheel. I glanced out the foggy window, and the storm was still going. But now, the wind had picked up, and I could see power lines swaying like jump ropes in the dark. But the diner stayed perfectly lit, not even a flicker. The food came fast, too fast, like under 5 minutes. But it looked amazing. Golden bread, gooey cheese, crispy fries with a little metal cup of ketchup on the side. I took a bite. Delicious. I mean, I've eaten at a lot of diners. Greasy spoons, college joints, and roadside shacks. But this was hands down the best grilled cheese I've ever had. The fries were perfect, and the coffee never ran out. Every time I took a sip, it was somehow full again. I was halfway through the sandwich when the trucker got up to leave. Zach. He walked right past my table, nodded once, and whispered, "Don't stay past midnight." That's all he said. What? But he was already out the door. The waitress gave me a tight smile and walked over, collecting his empty mug. "Old Earl, he's always saying weird stuff, just ignore him." But I couldn't. Something about his voice stuck with me. Something about the way he looked at me. Not like I was a customer, but like I was in danger. I checked the clock over the register. 11:42. I figured I had just enough time to finish my fries, grab the check, and head out. I still had at least 3 hours left on the road. But when I stood up, the lights flickered. Just once, and then again, and then everything in the diner stopped moving. The couple by the jukebox froze mid-sentence. The woman with the tea stopped stirring, her spoon hanging in midair. The waitress, her hand reached out for a mug, just stopped. Like someone hit pause on the entire scene. I took a step back. The jukebox buzzed, glitched, and restarted a new track. I could still move, but no one else could. And then I heard it. Not music, not a storm, a voice. Not coming from anyone I could see. Just a whisper that seemed to echo from the walls themselves. I backed toward the door, my heart hammering in my chest, and I turned to the knob. Locked. Of course it was locked. I tried the windows, but they were sealed shut. I started banging on the glass and shouting, but no one was outside. Just the wind and the rain, and that flickering red sign. SYCAMRE. I turned back toward the dining room and everyone was gone. Not frozen anymore, just gone. The booths were empty. No plates, no crumbs, no mugs. No sign that anyone had ever even been there, except for my plate, still warm and still half-eaten. And then I saw the waitress. She was standing by the kitchen doors, her silhouette backlit by a flickering fluorescent light. Her face was wrong. The same smile, but her eyes were empty, black and endless, like someone had painted over them. "You shouldn't be here, honey," she said in that same cheerful voice. "Not yet." I stumbled back, knocking over a chair as she took one slow step toward me. The others? They were waiting, but you just wandered in. She raised a hand and the walls began to shimmer. Literally shimmer, like heat waves on asphalt. The checkered floor rippled. The red booths started to fade, becoming outlines and then shadows and then nothing. And then I saw it. Underneath the illusion. It was charred wood, cracked tile, broken beams, and black soot. Like the diner had burned down long ago. I ran. I don't even remember how I got out. 1 second I was inside and the next I was on the side of the road, soaked to the bone and gasping for air. My car was still there, pulled up with the ceiling missing, parked on gravel that didn't even look like a lot anymore. Just weeds and puddles. No neon sign, no glowing windows, just nothing. Thank you, Sherry. Good night, Venus. I drove back to campus that night in silence. No 2 Chainz, no Porch Lore podcast. I kept glancing in the rear view mirror, half expecting to see that red neon flicker back to life. I didn't tell anyone, not for weeks. Not until I finally looked up Sycamore Diner on a local history site. And I found it. It burned to the ground in 1972. A gas leak. The whole place went up at midnight and everyone inside was killed. 5 patrons, a waitress, and a cook. The photo in the article? The same checkerboard floor. The same red booths. The same neon sign. SYCAMORE. And in the corner of the photo, that same waitress smiling. Good night, Holly. Have a good day. I never took that back road again. I don't even drive at night anymore if I can help it. And every time I see a neon diner sign, something in me flinches just a little because I know I was there. And I know I wasn't supposed to be. But the part that keeps me up sometimes, the part that really makes my stomach turn, that was the best damn grilled cheese I've ever had. And I didn't even pay for it. And that's the tale of the night shift at Sycamore Diner. Thank you, Mace, for the Edison lights. I love those. Thank you for spending your Tuesday with me, guys. We're going to go over there now and raid Daza Scream Queens live. I'll see you guys over there. And those of you joining me on Witchy Wednesday tomorrow, I will see you guys tomorrow in the daytime. And if not, I'll see you guys again tomorrow night, same time, same place, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if not, I'll see you guys in the daytime at 1 p.m. tomorrow if you'd like to join me then as well. I hope you guys get some wonderful sleep. If you're not able to fall asleep, you can check out my Bedtime Stories playlist on my YT channel, and you'll probably be out by like the second story. So thank you everybody for being here with me tonight. I love our community, and don't forget, Zach, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. And don't forget, you guys, stay spooky.